It seems like there might be 4 new Star Trek movies on the horizon, but before getting too excited, fans should approach these rumors with caution. One movie, a sequel to Star Trek Beyond, has been stuck in the planning stage for almost 8 years without moving forward, and it was even removed from Paramount's schedule in 2023. There's talk about another Star Trek movie produced by J.J. Abrams, set many years before the 2009 reboot. On top of that, there are whispers of 2 spin-off movies. One is confirmed, and it's called Star Trek Section 31, featuring Michelle Yeoh, and it's going to stream on Paramount+. The details about the second spin-off, possibly linked to Star Trek Picard, are a bit unclear. But here's the catch. Out of these 4 projects, only Michelle Yeoh's Star Trek Section 31 is actively being made right now. The others are still in the early stages and may or may not happen. So while there's excitement about new Star Trek adventures, it's essential to keep expectations in check, as only one is a sure thing at the moment. For the passionate fans of the Star Trek film franchise, the past 8 years have been an emotional roller coaster, marked by anticipation, disappointment, and lingering hope. As we stand at the threshold of what could be the 4th installment, let's take a journey through the recent past and unravel the mysteries surrounding this iconic space saga. The Last Adventure, Star Trek Beyond, directed by Justin Lin and penned by Simon Pegg and Doug Young, hit the screens in 2016. While it may not have reached the colossal heights of its predecessors from 2009 and 2013, it met fans' expectations with a global box office gross of over $343 million against a $185 million budget. The movie brought back the dynamic duo of Chris Pine as Captain James T. Kirk and Zachary Quinto as Commander Spock, creating a solid narrative with a 7.0 IMDb rating and an impressive 86% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Tragically, Beyond became a bittersweet farewell for the late Anton Yelchin, who portrayed the charming Russian officer Chekhov. The film also made history by featuring a same-sex relationship between Sulu and a civilian, breaking new ground for inclusivity in the Star Trek universe. Michelle Yeoh's Star Trek Section 31 movie is actively in the works, and it's set to stream exclusively on Paramount+. The filming for this project took place from January to March in Toronto. This movie is directed by Olatunde Osunsanmi and based on a script by Craig Sweeney. It focuses on the character Emperor Philippa Georgiou, played by Michelle Yeoh, and her involvement with Starfleet's secretive organization, Section 31. Currently, there's limited information about the movie, but entering the production phase suggests that more details may surface soon. One significant question revolves around the timeline of the Section 31 movie. It could either fit between Star Trek Discovery Seasons 1 and 2, or continue the story of Georgiou after the events of Discovery Season 3. It's important to note that Star Trek Section 31 is the only Star Trek movie actively in production. However, it's intended for Paramount+'s streaming platform, rather than a traditional theatrical release. Despite being a streaming project, it boasts the presence of Academy Award-winning actress Michelle Yeoh in the leading role. Interestingly, Yeoh is reported to have played a pivotal role in bringing Star Trek Section 31 to fruition, showcasing her dedication to the project. This stands in contrast to the situation with J.J. Abrams' Star Trek cast, who have been somewhat distant regarding a potential 4th Kelvin timeline movie. The 3rd Star Trek movie in the works is an origin prequel, and it comes with some noteworthy names attached to the project. This new venture was revealed by The Deadline on January 10, 2024. The movie's script will be penned by Seth Grahame-Smith, known for his work on Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, while Toby Haynes, recognized for directing Star Wars Andor and Doctor Who, will take on the directorial responsibilities. According to sources, the storyline of this Star Trek origin movie unfolds decades before the events portrayed in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies. Notably, J.J. Abrams' production company Bad Robot will be overseeing the movie's production. This association suggests a connection to the Kelvin timeline rather than the Prime timeline, even though both timelines remain potential settings considering the specified time frame. While specific details about the plot are still under wraps, Abrams' involvement and the timeline indicate a possible setting in the aftermath of the USS Kelvin attack. However, the phrase "decades before" hints that the prequel might delve even further into the past. The collaboration of Seth Grahame-Smith and Toby Haynes adds credibility to the project, although past experiences, such as the prolonged development of Star Trek IV since 2016, caution against assuming that the origin movie is guaranteed to progress to filming. Toby Haynes, besides his work on Andor and Doctor Who, also directed the Star Trek-themed episode USS Callister in the anthology series Black Mirror. The second Star Trek movie in the lineup is Star Trek IV, which is considered the final chapter for Chris Pine's crew. According to a report from Deadline, the movie is currently in active development. Despite the optimism that Paramount Studios is committed to providing a fitting conclusion to Chris Pine's Star Trek series, there are reasons for skepticism. Originally scheduled for a Christmas 2023 release, Star Trek IV faced setbacks when director Matt Shakman departed from the project. Shakman joined the ranks of notable figures like Chris Hemsworth and Quentin Tarantino, who had earlier left the Star Trek IV development, a project that has been in the works since 2016. The departure of Lindsey, who left to direct Pet Sematary Bloodlines, added to the uncertainty surrounding Star Trek IV. Notably, there have been no official announcements regarding new directors or writers joining the project. Adding to the uncertainty, Chris Pine publicly revealed in November 2023 that he was not aware of a Star Trek IV project. The track record of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies indicates that the cast is often among the last to be informed about any developments. Until there is an official announcement regarding filming dates for Star Trek IV, it is advisable to temper expectations regarding the release of Chris Pine's final chapter in theaters anytime soon. The top spot goes to rumors surrounding a potential Star Trek Picard movie, sparked by an interview with Patrick Stewart on the Happy Sad Confused podcast with Joshua Horowitz. During the conversation about Star Trek movies and filmmaking, Patrick Stewart mentioned the development of a script for the actor Patrick to perform. However, the context of the quote, when considered within the conversation, doesn't necessarily indicate a Star Trek Picard movie in the scripting stages. It seems more likely that Stewart is referring to a non-Star Trek project. Continuing the interview, Patrick Stewart discusses Star Trek Picard with Josh Horowitz as a separate entity from the script he was anticipating. While Michelle Yeoh's Star Trek Section 31 movie is confirmed as the first of a series of Paramount Plus exclusive films, there is no clear indication that a Picard movie is currently in development. Even though a Picard movie could potentially serve as a backdoor pilot for Terry Matalas's hypothetical Star Trek Legacy show, there is currently no solid reason for Star Trek fans to expect a movie led by Patrick Stewart. And that wraps up today's video. We appreciate you tuning in, and we look forward to having you with us in the next one. Feel free to share your suggestions for future video topics in the comments below. Your input is invaluable, and we always strive to create content that resonates with our audience. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.